shit, I'm the shit. Bitch, all jokes aside.
You know what, P. Diddy? You're the one who's gonna start a race war, bro.
Yeah.
He's gonna start the race war. Somebody's fan is blowing into the mic. Or is it yours, Jinx? It might be something else.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, turn that down. That's what
it is. That rhetoric is so dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
My issue with what he said is, it's not a race war.
Not even close.
Because white Republicans and black Republicans are friends. Mm-hmm. This is not about race. There are racist people within the Republican Party that are Trump supporters, and they're loud about it, but there's also racist Democrats who are quiet about being racist.
Yeah.
So when you say it's a race war, I would see more of Trump supporters and I wouldn't even say Republican, Trump supporters versus Antifa and Democrats. It's not race. This is not a race thing. This is the parties. Mm-hmm. If you look at the radical right, they hate liberal white people. They hate liberal white people.
They really hate them.
They can't stand the motherfuckers. Yeah. So how is that a race thing?
Well, I got a question.
Right.
Where does the idea of a race war even come from?
Bro, I don't fucking know, bro. Well, I would say media pushes it, but then you have people like Diddy. See, when you say if Trump wins, it's going to be a race war, you're automatically assuming that all Trump supporters and Republicans are racist.
That's why I asked you.
This is not white against black.
Okay, stop right there.
Right.
That's why I asked you where it comes from.
Right.
Remember we was talking about this.
Right.
We were talking on the phone. My whole point was that the idea of Trump being racist was pushed by media.
Right.
Not saying he's not racist or is racist.
Right.
We're talking about the idea being pushed by media, right? And then we were talking about why. Like, what's the point of it? And then also how they blew up police brutality. And then all of a sudden you have a not fucking around coalition run by ex fucking political security guard. You know what I'm saying? So, Grandmaster Jay. So, what do the three have in common? All three of them got a little media press, and they all are triggering all the different sides of it. The racists, the left, the right, blacks, everybody is triggering everybody because for years now. I'm gonna ask y'all this: have y'all noticed over the last 10 years on the internet, they like to show a lot of trailer park white people training their kids how to shoot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's what war what are y'all getting ready for? For the last 10 years.
Right.
But that didn't resonate because they don't have an opposition.
Right.
There's nobody
going.
Yeah,
there's
no blacks or Latinos or Asians militias in America.
Now you create this illusion of Antifa,
right?
And NFAC. Now they got somebody to go against,
right? And NFAC. So remember we talked about this, but I want to bring up against this for this point. Remember the first time we saw NFAC on this show, the first thing I said was, why the fuck are they going to a mountain where there's no smoke? There's no smoke there.
Right.
Why would
they
you
go
go
directly
there?
to the source?
So that says to me that they were doing a demonstration.
Right.
That's a demonstration.
A show of force.
A show of force.
Right.
For who? Against who?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So they said that they were representing black people and they're doing justice for Breonna and everything.
Right.
So we liked it. We like, okay, that's what's up.
And also had nothing to do with the Ku Klux Klan.
Right, nothing to do with the Ku Klux Klan.
Right.
Then they went to, I think they chose the Ku Klux Klan because Ku Klux Klan is pussy. We covered
Super
that on
pussy.
the show. So that's also a show of force because you know there's going to be no backlash. So if you're doing aggressive things, and then they went to Louisville, Kentucky,
Right.
and told niggas to vote.
Right.
And we all know when black people are on TV telling you to vote. And so basically, George Floyd is on the ground for fucking 8 minutes for no damn reason until somebody records it, and then all of a sudden some fake ass ambulance pulls up. You know what I'm saying? And then he's out of
You
here.
can't just say that.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that. That's old. That's COVID. That's
No. What do you mean by that? I'm not. I'm
I'm
disputing
saying.
it because there's some
saying
people
that
who never heard this.
I'm saying that was
Staged.
not necessarily staged. I don't want to go that far, but the way my brain works is when something doesn't make sense, that means that some information,
bullshit is
some
up there.
information is missing. Everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It might seem like magic to you or something, a miracle to you, but that's because you don't know why it happened. So I asked myself, why did 5 cops lay on a man for damn near 10 minutes? When there's two cop cars right there, they already handcuffed him. Take him to jail. What's going on? So the only thing that makes sense in my head, I'm not saying this is true, but the only thing that makes sense in my head with that George Floyd situation is that they were waiting for it to be recorded by a civilian. And hopefully it will go viral. That's the only thing, unless y'all can think of another reason why 5 dudes would lay on a suspect for 10 minutes when they weren't waiting for backup. They weren't. I guess they were waiting on the ambulance maybe.
They were waiting for a reaction.
But if you're waiting on the ambulance, that means you know that this man is incapacitated.
Yeah.
So why have 5 people on him?
That's a logical explanation
For sure.
and a logical theory.
Yeah.
To this doesn't necessarily make it true.
No, it doesn't.
Right, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sense.
Just like a cop kneeling on a black man for that long doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Right. So two things can be true. So
and the way the ambulance put this first, and an ambulance pulling up to somebody who's non-responsive and not checking his pulse, not doing, they just look fugazi, like it didn't look professional. The way they picked him up, the way they slung him into the car, into the bed. So anyway, so that's George Floyd. So then you have to go further. If the point of that, remember we're saying it just makes sense, it's not necessarily true. But if the point of the George Floyd thing was to get press on something to outrage people and to trigger people emotionally, who would be triggered by that? That was a racial thing, right? George Floyd became a racial thing. Black Lives Matter went everywhere. We know Black Lives Matter.
They pop up every single election year.
Yes, but this time they were black. They got roads are being painted with Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Buildings are being lit up with Black Lives
NBA,
Matter. Right.
NFL, everybody involved.
The NBA is going hard with that. We called that too. That's another one we called.
Nasty.
We was like, yo,
hate it.
We thought it was the players that was doing it, but now we see that it was the NBA.
I hate it.
I'm seeing a lot of deliberate triggering things. Because think about it. For every proud black person who's watching that NBA game and feeling proud or whatever because he's saying some black shit, there's a racist motherfucker watching that same game.
Yeah.
Right.
So how are they triggered by it? I just want to watch a goddamn game and I gotta look at these goddamn niggers.
It's enraging them and empowering us.
Yes, right. And that creates what?
Race.
Remember, we're going back
race
to
war.
We're going back to Diddy.
Took
me long. I'm sorry.
I'm so glad that that's how you broke it down.
That's where I'm going.
Like the other day, I was looking forward to today just so I could let you hear it.
Okay.
He was saying how, and I don't want to misquote him, but it was something along the lines where it made him happy to see the National Guard and the military enforce the law against the protesters. He was saying how happy it made him. Like, I love to see stuff like that. Like,
what law though?
Huh?
You talking about what law? What
During
law
when the protesters, how they were like enforcing the, like getting at the protesters, right? For the president to say, like that language is like, all right, you're empowering the wrong people now. Like, so it's more so not what Trump does. It's because me and you were talking, and it's like, excuse me. They will pick apart his words. The media does that on a regular basis. They'll take things out and quote him on certain things that will enrage one group and empower another group. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Trump knows that. He knows that. But his supporters he got black supporters, he got racist supporters, he got rich supporters. Everybody's not the same when it comes to him.
Right. Mm-hmm. That was the original narrative of Trump.
Right. He has supporters from all walks of life.
Yeah.
So what he does a great job at keeping all of his supporters happy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So this is why he's not quick to denounce racism.
Mm-hmm. But does he push the race card?
No, he doesn't push the race card.
Okay.
Now, what he does is the media does. The media doesn't push the race card necessarily either. They throw something out there
for people to take it how they want.
But that's how they push it.
Well, but that's the same thing Trump does. He does the exact same thing. He knows it. He knows That all right? If I say this, that's why all right. Prime example. We use this one a lot, but that's what the stand back and stand by shit was. I'm denouncing them, but stand by. Like,
okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what he does is very divisive. That language, it's
yeah.
Like I said, with Trump, all he cares about is his supporters. This is why you'll see a lot of signs. I don't know if y'all saw them on people's houses. Republicans for Trump for Biden.
I have seen.
Because you saw that sign Republicans for Biden. Because it's not like they're against their party.
Yeah.
They're against Trump.
That's what happened with Obama.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
A lot of Republicans voted for him.
But
Yeah.
even with this race war talk, this same talk was going on with Obama. We thought shit was gonna pop off. Nothing happened.
What party is Diddy affiliated with?
Democratic Party.
So it's like, okay, I'll give it to you. Trump doesn't defuse the race issue.
Right, he doesn't.
But like I said, I don't feel like he pushes it. And I feel like the whole idea of we got to get this motherfucker out of here because look at his country, right?
Right.
That's what they like to say. Look at his country under him, right? When they say that, what are they speaking about? What are the top 3 things that when they say look at how the country is under him, right? They talk about the duress with the racial duress, which is created by media. Would we agree on that?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Media didn't create racial issues in America.
Right.
Influence.
They definitely.
But the imminent outrage that we're dealing with right now since George Floyd, I think is 100% media.
Right. What we talked about that.
Okay,
100%.
cool. So that's
all of this police shit.
Right.
Is all
Media.
pushed by
all
media.
that police shit is pushed by media, right? That's one of the main things that they're talking about when they say look at Trump's country, right? And the other thing is his handle of COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do y'all blame COVID, the COVID situation, the numbers and the height? Do y'all blame that on Trump?
Hell no.
Who would you blame it on?
I blame
Media?
Yeah, 100%. But with Trump, his because this is what I say about Trump, right? And it's very simple.
Yeah.
He's the leader of the free world. There are people who idolize this man.
Yeah.
They take everything he say for face value.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that. I'm pretty sure he does. If you're the leader, it's your job to, one, be accountable for everything that surrounds your words. Mm-hmm. So if you give some false information, regardless of you receiving that information wrong, if you present that false information to the public, once you find out it's false, you need to come back and say, yo, my bad.
Make it right.
We got that wrong. You can't make it right because you already said it.
Well, yeah, but clear your name.
Right, because you was pushing the no mask shit.
Yeah.
At one point, you told people don't take it serious. You called it a hoax. He said all that, but he never took accountability for that. He just moved forward.
He didn't. That's why he makes it easy.
Right.
He makes it easy for them.
That's what I said. Like he makes it very easy for the media to push this racist
because
narrative.
He's pompous.
He's a narcissistic.
Can't apologize.
He's a narcissistic piece of shit.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank.
Facts.
That's what makes him a bad leader.
Right.
Like terrible. You can't be a leader and be like that.
But that's not what we're talking about right now.
Right.
We're talking about how did Diddy come to screaming this race war shit,
Diddy
and how
bought into
right.
He bought into
or
the rhetoric
or got bought into.
I don't think you go about Diddy. I think Diddy also is a narcissistic person.
You're right.
So with Diddy, I think people like him, bro, you can't relate. A lot of these black celebrities feel like their skin is what makes their words credible.
Yeah.
Diddy, you're a billionaire. You live in a fortress, bro. Even if there is a race war, what do you mean? Like, oh, vote Democrat or there's going to be a race war. That's what you're trying to push?
Yeah. First of all, by the logic of the race war, whoever wins should spark the war.
Because if Biden, because what you're trying to imply is that the angry Republicans, because that's what he's saying. If you're saying we should vote Democrat because if we don't, there's going to be a race war, then you're saying that these Democrats and these Republicans and Trump supporters are going to come killing black people. That's pretty much what you're saying. And
wouldn't they be more aggressive if their man lost?
But on the other side, there's some Trump supporters that saying if Biden wins, we're going to start a race war. So
I would just like to point out that white racists are kind of pussy now.
Bro, they always been pussy. The reason why white racists got away with what they got with back in the day is because the laws were different. The laws were different, and black people were also scared.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
you're
were
right.
afraid.
You're right.
The laws were different.
laws were
they
different.
always was pussy.
Yeah.
You ain't never see white people do shit without a gun.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You never see white racists these so-called, even the militia groups. They're not gonna walk through a place like Chicago with that
No,
bullshit
they're
because the
not
Chicago
gonna.
niggas are smoking.
Yeah.
They will never approach the so-called quote unquote threat
Yeah. Never.
head on. Even when the white nationalists do their speeches, they do them in front of City Hall with mad police.
Safe, yeah.
And when you see them online, they in their house.
So what makes you think there's a race war? They're
Right,
not
they
even
never
like
done
that.
anything. They don't get down. They not that brave.
Yeah.